Welcome back to the channel, Panthers Nation. Today, we are standing on the precipice of one of the most significant moments in recent franchise history, but it comes with a massive, heartbreaking twist that nobody wanted to hear. Have you ever felt that surge of hope, that feeling that everything was finally aligning, only to have the rug pulled out from under you at the last possible second? That is exactly what is happening in Charlotte right now, as the Carolina Panthers prepare for a winner-takes-all showdown against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The stakes could not be higher. We are talking about a playoff berth. We are talking about the postseason. But the news that just dropped from the team headquarters is nothing short of a nightmare for Dave Canales and this coaching staff. For weeks, we have been tracking the recovery of two massive figures, offensive guard Robert Hunt and wide receiver David Moore. The practice windows were opened. We saw them back on the field. The fans were electric, thinking the cavalry was finally arriving. But moments ago, the official word came down, and it is the news we all feared. Robert Hunt and David Moore have been officially ruled out. They will not be activated. They will not play this Saturday. If the Panthers want to extend their season, they have to do it without them. Think about the gravity of this situation for a moment. Robert Hunt was the big money signing of the offseason. He was supposed to be the anchor, the wall, the man who protected Bryce Young and opened up lanes for the running game. Instead, a torn biceps has kept him sidelined, and just when it looked like he might return for the biggest game of the year, the medical staff slammed the door shut. This isn't just about one player, it's about the ripple effect. The Panthers have already used over 10 different offensive line combinations this season. Can you imagine the chaos that creates for a young quarterback? Communication is everything in the trenches, and when you are constantly shuffling bodies like Austin Corbett, Cade Mays, and Taylor Moton, you lose that telepathic connection that makes an elite unit. Robert Hunt was the missing piece to stabilize this group, and now he's gone. And then there is David Moore. While some might look at him as just a depth piece, a WR4 or WR5, you have to look at the context. Moore is one of the few players in that locker room who has played in high-stakes late-season games. He has that Seattle DNA. He knows what it's like to play when the lights are brightest. His chemistry with Bryce Young late last season was one of the few bright spots. Now, without him, the Panthers are forced to rely on youth and inexperience at a time when they can least afford it. The context of this game is everything. The Panthers are fighting for their lives. A win on Saturday sends them to the playoffs. A loss? It's all over. And to go into this battle short-handed, missing your most expensive offensive lineman and a veteran leader in the receiving corps feels like a cruel twist of fate. How did we get here? How did a team that showed so much resilience through injuries find itself facing its ultimate test with its hands tied behind its back? We have to look at the historical struggle of this offensive line. It has been a revolving door since week one, and while the coaching staff has been creative, creativity doesn't always stop a charging defensive tackle. The pressure is now squarely on the shoulders of Dave Canales. He has to find a way to mask these deficiencies against a Bucs team that smells blood in the water. This is storytelling at its most dramatic, but for Panthers fans, it's a reality that is hard to swallow.
Now let's dive into the deep analysis of what this actually means on the grass, because the tactical implications are staggering. While the Panthers are losing Robert Hunt, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are trending in the opposite direction. Reports indicate that the Bucs are likely getting defensive tackle Khalid Yancey back. Do you see the problem here? One of the most explosive interior pass rushers in the NFC is returning just as the Panthers are confirmed to be missing their best interior protector. This is a mismatch nightmare for Dave Canales. If the Bucs can collapse the pocket from the inside, Bryce Young won't have the space to operate. We've seen what happens to Bryce when he can't step up. The passing windows disappear, the timing is off, and the mistakes start to creep in. Without Hunt, the Panthers' run game, which has already been sputtering lately, faces an uphill battle. They haven't been getting that push at the point of attack, and against a Todd Bowles defense that prides itself on stopping the run, Carolina might be forced to become one-dimensional. That brings us to the receiving corps. With David Moore out and Xavier Legette trending in the wrong direction regarding snap counts, who steps up? We are looking at Bryson Tremaine and Jimmy Horn Jr. These are young players with talent, but do they have the poise for a playoff-clinching environment? The Bucs are almost certainly going to bracket to Tarawaya with Nillen. They will take him away and dare anyone else to beat them. Last year, David Moore would have been that safety valve for Bryce. Now it's Jalen Coker and a group of unproven targets. The rumor mill in Charlotte is already buzzing about how this will impact the offseason. If the Panthers fail to win this Saturday because the line couldn't hold, the pressure on GM Dan Morgan to overhaul the depth will be immense. The elevation of Jacoby Windmon and David Long from the practice squad shows just how desperate the situation has become on the other side of the ball too, with Claudin Chirelis and Robert Rochelle sidelined. It is a complete all-hands-on-deck scenario, but the hands are few and far between. Let's talk future scenarios. If the Panthers somehow pull off this miracle win without Hunt and Moore, they get a playoff game, and suddenly the practice window conversation starts all over again. Could they return for the wildcard round? Possibly, but they have to get there first. This Saturday isn't just a game, it's a referendum on the depth and grit of this roster. Dave Canales has preached finish all season long. Now his team has to finish against a divisional rival that has held them down for years. Can the makeshift offensive line hold up for 60 minutes? Can Bryce Young play the game of his life with a collapsing pocket? The odds are stacked against them. The betting lines are moving. The fans are nervous. But that is why we play the game. It's about the next man up mentality, even when that next man hasn't played a meaningful snap all year. This is the moment where legends are made, or where seasons go to die. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, because we will be here to break down every single play of this Saturday's massive game. What do you think, Panthers fans? Can we win without Robert Hunt? Is the season over before it even starts? Drop your score predictions in the comments below. Hit that like button and ring the bell so you never miss an update on your Carolina Panthers. This is going to be a wild ride, and we are just getting started. Keep pounding.